Okay, let us start with the revision. So, good evening, students. My name is Professor Kashyap Chhag, and I welcome you to the Yoddha Revision series. Now, without wasting any time, we are going to continue from where we left yesterday. Right? So, yesterday we stopped at ratio and proportion chapter. We had done first sum of the chapter. Now, we are going to continue from the second sum of the chapter, and that is we are doing basically we were doing ratio and proportion chapter, right? So when you are solving ratio sums, when you are solving sum of ratio, every time there is only one target. Your target should be only one, that you have to find one part. You have to find one part. What do you mean by one part? I'll explain you. See here, we'll do question number 2, and from that you will be able to understand, right? Now, question number 2, mangoes. Question number 2, mangoes are to be distributed in the ratio, 5:6 among A and B, right? So from this sentence, what do you understand? We understand that A will get 5 parts, B will get 6 parts. What do you understand from this? A will get 5 parts, B will get 6 parts. Understood? This is the simple meaning. Now, if A gets 45 mangoes, then what is the total number of mangoes? Here, now A and B, there are two people. A gets 5 parts, B will get 6 parts. In the same way, A got 45 mangoes. What do you mean by this? 45 mangoes is 5 parts. 45 mangoes is 5 parts. Then can you tell me the value of one part? 45 mangoes are 5 parts. Then one part will be of 9 mangoes. Yes or no? One part, 45 mangoes are 5 parts. Then one part will be 9 mangoes. Now they have asked you what is the total number of mangoes. What is the total number of mangoes? For that, what you have to do is find the total parts. A will get 5 parts, B will get 6 parts, then total parts are 11 parts. How did you get 11? 5 plus 6 is 11. So there are 11 parts. Now we have to only find what is the value of 11 part. Now tell me, one part, if one part is 9 mangoes, 11 part will be 99 mangoes. Answer is 99. You just have to simply do 9 into 11. One part is 9 mangoes. 11 parts will be 99 mangoes. So answer is 99. Now here is a little printing mistake. So here you have to, the answer is option A, it is 99. The answer is not 90, the answer is 99. Now similarly we'll do question number, I'll do question number 3 and 4. First we will do homework sums, right? Very easy sums. The ratio of two number is 2:5. The larger number is 40. Larger number means the larger one which is getting 5 parts is 40. That means value of 5 parts is 40. Value of 5 part is 40. Then one part will be equals to 8. Now you have to find what is the smallest number. Tell me, smallest number will get 2 parts. Now one part is of 8. Then 2 parts will be of 16. Answer is 16. Everybody understood? Right. One part is 8. Then 2 parts will be 16. 3 parts will be 24. Understood? Yes or no? Let us move to question number 2. Ratio of males and females in a club is given 7:4. That means male has 7 parts and female has 4 parts, right? Female will get 4 parts, male will get 7 parts. Now understand this. Number of males are 84. Let us understand here. Male and female ratio is 7:4. Similarly, male are 84. That means 7 parts equals to 84. So tell me, one part will be equal to how much? 7 parts is 84. Then one part will be, you just have to divide this by 7. The answer will be 12. answer is option A. Right. Similarly, we have to do fourth question. Fourth question, the ratio of two number is 10:5. Ratio of two number is 10:5 and the difference is 105. Am I audible right now? Am I audible right now? Am I audible right now? Please answer. Okay, great. So I'll explain the sum once again, right? This was the most important sum. I'll explain you once again. Now, question number 3. The ratio of two number is 3:8. The ratio of two number is 3:8. Their difference is 115. Their difference is 115. Now, ratio of two number is 3:8. Their difference is 115. So now, what we have to do, two information are given. Ratio is 3:8 and the difference of both the numbers whose ratio is 3:8, those number ka difference is 115. Now, difference is given, so I have to find difference of the ratio also. What is the ratio? What is the difference of the ratio? It is 5. Now this means 5 parts is 115. Value of 5 parts is 115. Then can you tell me value of 1 part? 5 part equals to 115. 1 part will be, you just have to divide this by 5. So answer is 23. Now you have to find the larger number. Larger number is getting 8 parts. Now 1 part is 23. So 8 parts will get 23 into 8, that is 184. So answer is 184. Next question. The ratio of two number is 10:7. Difference is 115. Now the ratio of two number is 10:7, right? And ratio of two number is 10:7 and their difference is 105. So now again difference is given, so you have to find difference. What is the difference of the ratio? You have to find difference of the ratio. What is the difference of the ratio? It is 3. This means 3 parts value is 105. 3 part equals to 105. So 1 part will be equal to dash. 1 part will be equal to, you just have to divide this by 3. Answer is 1 part equals to 35. Everybody with me? 1 part equals to 35. Now what they have asked you is very interesting. Find the sum of both the number. Sir, how can we find sum of both the number? So tell me. Bigger number is getting 10 parts. Smaller number is getting 7 parts. If they are both together, that means if they are total will get 17 parts. 10 plus 7 equals to 17. So now you have to just find how much value is of 17 parts. 17 parts equals to how much? So 17 parts equals to how much? 1 part equals to 35. 17 part equals to 35 by 17. How can we do, sir, 35 by 17? So I have given you a trick. You can solve this in your mind. First step, you have to multiply these two numbers. 5 sevens are 35. 5 here, 3 is carry forward. Now you have to cross multiply. 3 into 7, 5 into 1, then you have to add. 3 into 7 is 21, 5 into 1 is 5, 21 plus 5 is 26, 26 ka 6 idhar, 2 carry forward. Now you have to just do the last step, multiply this two number. 3 2s are, very sorry, I just have made a mistake. I did not consider the carry forward value. I'm very sorry. Let us do one more time. Now 35 into 17, first you have to do this multiplication. 5 sevens are 35. So 5 here and 3 carry forward. Right, now you have to cross multiply. 3 sevens are 21 and 5 ones are 5. 21 plus 5, 26. 26 may you have to add this 3. So now it becomes 29. 9 here, 5 it becomes 29. So 9 will be coming down and 2 will be carry forward. Now last step, 3 ones are 3. 3 may you have to add the carry forward value, that is 3 plus 2 5. 595 is the correct answer. That means 17 parts will be equal to 595. Everybody with me? Any doubts? You can tell me in the chat box. I am reading it. Now the next chapter, that is percentages. Right. Before that, there are proportion questions also. So I'll just give you a basic examples of proportions. For example, the value, for example, I told you, right, proportion is can be written like this, and it can be written like this. In two ways it can be written. Now first of all, we will see this part. There are names given to this variables. A and D both are called extreme terms, and B and C, they both are called mean terms. They are called mean terms. Why this name is given? Because there is a property, the most important property of this proportion. We are studying proportion. Product of extreme terms equals to product of mean terms. Right? This is the most important property of the proportions. Right? Now proportion can be written like this also, in this format. Now here also different names are given. This is called first proportional, this is called second proportional, this is called third proportional, this is called fourth proportional. Right? These are the names given to this. Now if I write proportion in such a format, now there are relations. For example, if the sum is asked you 3:6, 9:x, what is the value of x? So now you have to wait, let me change the sum. This is the question. Right? Now how to solve this? How to find the value of x? See, first you have to check, are this and this number related by multiplication or division? If yes, then that same relation will be applicable to this also. For example, this is multiplied by 6, right? So this will also get multiplied by 6. 7 6 are 42. Answer is 42. Very simple. Now if the sum is asking you such a question, so now again, how to solve? Are this related? If it is related, then the same relation will be applied to these numbers. Are this related by multiplication or division? क्या मैं 9 को, if I multiply any number by 9, will I get 17? No sir, they are not related by multiplication or division. So how can we solve now? They are not related. So now we have to see relation between these numbers. 9 and 18, are they related? If yes, then the same relation will be applied to this number. Sir, they are related. 9 is multiplied by 2, we will get 18. So similarly, you have to multiply 17 by 2. Answer is 34. Answer is 34. Right? Right, Fagun is asking, how can we find a ratio if two partners are there? Partner A is bringing 12,000 rupees, partner B is bringing 30,000 rupees. What is the profit sharing ratio? So now you just have to cancel both the numbers. So can I cancel 3 zeros from both? Right? Let's do one thing. We won't be doing like this. We are going to put it in a fraction. 12,000 upon 30,000. Now 3 zeros cancel. right? So now we are remaining is 12 upon 13. Now cancel, if you can cancel na, cancel one more time. Both are going in 3 ka table. In fact, both are going in 6 ka table. So we'll divide both the number by 6. 6 2s are 6 5s are. So answer is 2 upon 5. Profit sharing ratio is 2:5. Understood, Fagun? Chalo, let us move to the next chapter, that is percentage. Right? Now, percentage I have taught you, right? How to calculate 50% of 2800. You just have to do half of it, that is 1400. How to calculate 10% of 2800? You just have to remove 1 0, that is 280. How to calculate 25% of 2800? For 25%, you have to do 2 times half. 2800 ka half is 1400, 1400 ka half is 700, so answer is 700. For 1%, you have to remove 2 zeros from the back, from the unit side, right? So when I remove 2 zeros, I will get 28, so answer is 28. Now this is very important property. Property is called x% of y equals to y% of x. What does this mean, sir? This means, for example, you have to calculate 60% of 25, right? You have to calculate 60% of 25. You don't know, then you can calculate 25% of 60, because both answer will be same. 25% of 60, all of them knows, right? For 25% I have taught you, you have to do 2 times half. 60 ka half is 30, 30 ka half is 15, so answer is 15. So this is also 15. You don't have to calculate this. When you are asked this, you have to calculate this in your mind and you have to write the answer, right? Understood? Now we'll do sums of this property. First sum is 45% of 20. Sir, we don't know, then please calculate 20% of 45. How will you calculate 20%? 10%, then double. What is 10% of 45? 4.5. You will get 4.5. Then this is 10%. You have to find 20%. So double it. 4.5 into 2 is 9. So answer is 9. Everybody got the answer? Is it okay if I rough? You can rewind and watch the solution, right? The answer of this is 9. How can we calculate 19% of 10? 19% of 10 is, you don't know, na? So calculate 10% of 19. 10% of 19 is 1.9. Simple. Let us calculate 96% of 20. We don't know, sir. Then calculate 20% of 96. 20% of 96. First calculate 10%, then double it. 10% of 96 is 9.6. You have to double it. 9.6 into 2 is 19.2. Now we will calculate 63% of 40. How can we calculate 63% of 40? You have to calculate 40% of 63. What is 40% of 63? 10%. We'll find out 10%. Then we will 4 times the value of 10%. Right? So 10% is 6.3. 10% is 6.3. So 40% will be 6.3 plus 6.3 plus 6.3 plus 6.3 will be equal to 25.2. Sir, how can we add such difficult numbers? 6.3 plus 6.3 plus 6.3 plus 6.3. How can we add this? So first add all the numbers before the decimal, that is 24. Now add 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. It is 1.2. Then add both the numbers, 25.2. Everybody understood? Okay, great. Now we'll move to the MCQs. Radha spends 40% of her salary on food, 20% on rent, 10% on entertainment, 10% on travel. Total she spent, I won't use the word spent, total expenditure is 80%. Right? 40 plus 20 plus 10 plus 10 is 80%. Her savings at the end of month is 1500. Savings value of savings is given. Value of savings is given 1500. So tell me, if value of 1500 is savings, right? So can you tell me percentage of savings? Sir, if 80% are expenses, then savings will be 20%. Common sense, na? Use your common sense. But sir, savings is 1500. But sir, savings is 20%. That means 20% is 1500. Both are savings, right? One in percentage, one in rupees. So 20% is 1500. You have to find her salary. Salary is always 100%. So again, 20% is 1500. Then 100% is how much? That only you have to find. How can we find out this? What is 100%? It is basically 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 5 times. Right? So similarly, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 5 times is 100%. So how can we find out rupees ka amount of 100%? 1500, 1500, 1500, 1500, 1500, 5 times. So 5 times is 7500. Right? Both are 5 times. Both, if you do 5 times, you will get 100%. So value is 7500. Right? Obviously, very easy, very good. Next question. Kishan spends 30% of her salary on food. 3% donate. So how much is the total expenditure? It is 33%. Total expenses are 33%. Sir, then expenses 33%, savings is 67%. Who told you to find out savings ka percentage? Did I ask you? No, wait. Read the next part of the sum. He spends 2310. Spends 2310. Here savings value was given in rupees. So we find out percentage of savings. Here you don't have to find out savings percentage because the amount it is given is of expenditure only. So expenditure is 2310. Expense is 33%, but expense is 2310. Sir, expense is 33%, but expenses is 2310. That means value of 33% is 2310. Right? Now you have to again find salary. Salary is always 100%. Right? Salary is always 100%. Sir, how can we find out 100%? Yesterday I told you the trick. In fact, in offline classes we have used this trick many times. This is the trick of finding 100% of anything. 33% is 2310. So we will divide this by 33 and we will put 2 zeros. Now this division, I won't be dividing directly by 33. I will be dividing both the numbers by 3 first. 3 ones are 3 sevens are 21. Remainder is 2. 3 sevens are 21 and 0 as it is. Now I will divide it by 11. 11 ones are 11. 11 sevens are 77 and 0. Right? And now I will put this 2 zeros. So answer is 7000. 7000 was the salary. It is the value of 100%. The one who is asking ICSI MCQ books, MCQs, beta, those MCQ are waste of time. In fact, from those 70 MCQs, 35 MCQs are those type of MCQs which you won't be able to do in mind. You need calculator for that, not book. You need calculator for those types of questions. So those type of questions are not asked in your CSEET exams. Not they are, if they are asked, they are rarely asked. Right? So now you just have to go through the sums. You don't have to rely on those sums. You have to rely on our material which we have taught you. If you have practiced the sums that I taught you, you will be able to score very good marks. In fact, a student who was majorly relying on our content got full marks in the paper 4, that is current affairs and QA. So you don't have to worry about this MCQs of ICSI book. Right? They are very difficult. In fact, some have printing mistake. Some are the options of some questions are wrong. in some questions there are 2 options which are correct, so you don't have to rely on those sums. You just have to go through that one only once, right? Can we do 1/3 of each option? For example, yes, you can do 1/3, but actually the answer will not be accurate. But yes, 33% is 1/3, right? So you can find out 1/3 of each option. If the answer is around 2310, that will be right. For example, if 1/3 of 8000 will be around 2600, right? But you don't want 2600, you want 2310. So 8000 cannot be your option. 8200 also won't be your option, na? If 8000 is not your option, how can be 8200 your option, right? So this is also not possible. 33% of 6000 is around 2000. You don't need that. So answer is 7000, right? Now next, this is your homework. This is your homework. Screenshot. Take a screenshot. You can rewind it and you can take a screenshot. I am moving forward because this is very easy sum. We are not wasting our time in this easy sums. I taught you this question is very much similar to the second question that we did, right? Third question is very similar. Fourth question, 2 persons contested an election of parliament. The winning candidate secured 57%. Now these are the sum of elections. Now for elections you have to remember 2 things. There are two candidates in an election, right? If A secured, for example, A secured 60%, B will obviously secure 40% because total of both the candidates should be 100%. A got 60, then B will get 40%. But you have to now here comes a important part called majority. What is majority? It is the difference between winner and loser. What is the difference between winner and loser in this case? 60% minus 40% is 20%. Now this 20%, what do you mean by 20%? It means the winning candidate won by how much votes? He won by 20% votes because the difference of winning and losing was 20%. So majority is 20%. So tell me, if I tell you winner got 70%, then loser will get 30%, right? Then what will be the majority? 40%. So you will be given one of the two percentages. You have to find out percentage of another candidate and you have to find out majority in your mind whenever you see the percentage. For example, here in this question, 2 persons contested an election of parliament. Winning candidate secured 57%. Tell me, if winner got 57%, loser will get 43%. Then sir, what will be the majority? Majority will be 57 minus 43. I will write here. Everything will be written. %. So just a minute. A and B and majority. Now A got 57%, then B will get 43%. Sir, how did you get 43%? 100 minus 57, right? And majority you will get by subtracting both the percentage, so it will be 14%. Now what is the value given to you? Majority is 42,000. Majority is 42,000 means this value is given to you, 42,000. You have to find total number of votes. What are the total number of votes? Total number of votes means 100%. You have to find out. Now please pay attention here. Fagun, you don't have to leak all the quiz competition. We are about to organize a competition here, and Mumbai students are watching the live. So you don't have to leak all the questions. Now I will change the question. I will change this question. Don't mention anything about quiz. It is a surprise for Mumbai students. We are about to have a quiz competition for Mumbai branches after Diwali. So now we were on this question. 14% is 42,000. You have to find 100%. I taught you if 42,000 is 14%, how can we find 100%? Divide this by 14 and put 2 zeros. 14 ones are 14, 14 threes are 42. After 3 there are 5 zeros. So answer is 3 lakh. No problem, Fagun. I was just kidding. Right, so answer is 4 lakh. Similarly, you have to do this question. So this question is very similar. You have to do in homework. Right? Let us move forward to the next question. Question number 6 is, in an election between two candidates, one gets 72%. Tell me, if one gets 72%, then the losing candidate will secure, sir, 28%. 100 minus 72 is 28. Correct. Absolutely correct. Now, A gets 72%, B will get 28%, then the majority will be 44%. How did you find 44? 72 minus 28, 44%. Now, here, if total votes are 80-100, total votes are 80-100 means value of 100% votes is given. That there are total 100% votes, that is 8,200 votes. There are total 8,200 votes. You have to find, what you have to find, it is very interesting. By how, read from here, this is very important sentence. By how many votes did winner win the election? By how many votes did winner win? That means they are not asking you how much did winner get. They are asking you by how many votes did winner win, and that is majority. I told you before, majority is by how many votes did winner won the election. It is the difference between winning and losing, right? So they are asking you that what is the value, by how much votes did winner win. So we have to find majority ka number of votes, right? Total votes are 100%. You have to find 44%. 44% of what? Of 8,200. Let us find out 44% of 8,200. 44% into 8,200. Now tell me this one thing, huh? What do you mean by this percentage? I will remove percentage and I will put denominator 100. It is one and the same. 0, 0, 0, 0 cancelled. So remains 82 into 44. Now I have taught you this 44 into 82 cross multiply wala shortcut. 4 2s are 8. Right, cross multiply. 4 2s are 8, 8 4s are 32. 4 2s are 8, 8 4s are 32. 32 plus 8 is 40. 40 ka 0 here, 4 will be carry forward. Last step, 4 8s are 32. 32 plus 4, 36. So majority is 3608, and that is your answer, option A, 3608. Let us move to the next question. In an election, a candidate got 60% of votes. If a candidate secured 60%, then the losing candidate will secure 40%. So what will be the majority? Majority will be 20%. How did you find majority? Winning 60%, losing 40%, majority will be 20%, right? So I'll write here. I hope everybody is understanding. Feel free to ask your doubts in the comment section. I will solve your doubts today itself, right now. A will get 60%, B will get 40%, majority will be 20%, right? Now, please pay attention. Majority value is given 14,000. So value of this is 14,000. But what they have asked is, in simple language, they have asked number of votes polled by winning candidate. Means how much votes did winner get? Simply, if 20% is 14,000, 60% is how much? That is, you have to solve. Very simple. What is 60%? It is 20%, 20%, 20%, 3 times, right? That means, what is 20%? 14,000. So you have to do 14,000, 14,000, 14,000, 3 times. 14,000, 14,000, 14,000, 3 times is 42,000. Because 60% was 20, 20, 20. So 60% ka value will be 14, 14, 14. 42,000. I hope you understand how percentages work. If 10% is 500, then 20% will be double. So similarly, 60% is 20, 20, 20. Right? So value of 60% will be 14, 14, 14,000 each. And the total is 42,000. Correct. Answer is 42,000. Option A. Let us move to the next chapter, that is average. Now there are 3 types of average in this chapter. Before starting this chapter, we are just going to take 2 minutes break. 2 minutes break. I am just coming in 2 minutes, right? There will be 2 minutes break. Just relax for 2 minutes. I'll be right back in 2 minutes. Yes, so we are back. Let us continue. Let us continue. So, average chapter now. Average chapter. Now, there are 3 types of average which we are going to study in this chapter. Now, average is also called as mean. There are 3 types of mean. First is arithmetic mean. second is geometric mean, third is harmonic mean. Right, let us start with arithmetic mean. Now arithmetic mean is the type of average which you have learnt till now. You have only done this type of average, right? Average is, you have done this in your 5th standard, I think. Average is sum of all numbers, sum of all observations upon number of observations. This is the basic formula for average, right? Now if I write this mathematically, so average symbol is x bar, sum of all observation means summation of x, and number of observation is denoted by n. This is the mathematical formula, right? But we are not going to use any formula, we are using our logic and we will be solving the sums. Let us do first sum of arithmetic mean, that is, knowing that Vijay's expenditure for first 3 days is 100, 125 and 85. Vijay's 3 days expenses are given 100, 125 and 85. What is his 4th day's expense? That means Vijay is going to spend money for 4 days. First 3 expenses are given, 4th we have to find out. First is 100, second is 125, third is 85. We have to find 4th day's expense. But average expenditure is 90. Average is given. What is the average? Average is 90. So this means Vijay is going to spend on an average 90 rupees every day for 4 days, and we have to find 4th day ka expense. Now apply some logic here. If he is going to spend on an average 90 rupees for 4 days, then what is the total expenditure he will make? 90. On an average he is spending 90 rupees. So 90. If we take 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90, he is going to make 360 rupees. He will be spending 360 rupees across 4 days. That means total of all the 4 expenditures will be 360. Now tell me, what is 100 plus 125 plus 85? Till now how much he has spent? Till now, sir, he has spent 310, but total of 4 days should be 360. So what is the remaining amount? It is 50. So answer is 50. Everybody understood logic. On an average he is going to spend 90 for 4 days. So total is 360 na? If total is 360, then the remaining 4th day's expense is 50. Then only total will be 360 na? Now understand, this is very easy sum. What will be the average price of all goods? If Ajay buys 30 eraser for 3 each, 35 chocolate for 10 each and 25 clips for 4 each. He has purchased some goods. So you have to find average of all goods. Now you will understand this sum after I solve this. So he purchased 30 eraser for 3 each. 30 eraser for 3 each. So what is the total amount he spent on eraser? He bought 3 rupees ka 30 eraser. So total spent. Now how I am going to find the average of all goods? I am going to find average of all goods by adding all the expenditure. That means total expenses divided by total quantity. How can I find total expenditure? So first of all, tell me, what is the total expenditure of eraser only? It is 90 rupees. 3 into 30 will be 90. So I will first take 90. Now please tell me, what is the other expense that he made? 35 chocolates for 10 each. That means he spent 350 rupees on chocolates. 35 into 10, and he spent 25 clips, each clips of 4 rupees. So total expense on clips was rupees 100 divided by, what is the total quantity? Total quantity is 30 erasers, 35 chocolates and 25 clips. 30 erasers, 35 chocolates and 25 clips. Now just you have to solve this. What is the total of all this? It is 540 upon what is the total quantity? It is 90. 0 0 cancel, 9 ones are 9, 9 6 are 54. That means each and every goods he purchased, the average price of those goods is rupees 6. Average price of all goods is rupees 6. That means he on an average purchased everything for rupees 6. That is the sum which is trying to tell you what is the average. Third and fourth question are very interesting. You have to pay attention. Attention should be highest. Right? Of 20 cycles sold by Ajay. Now, of 20 cycles sold by Ajay means Ajay has total 20 cycles. From those 20 cycles, average cost of 12 cycle is 18,000. Let us make a flow chart of this. There are 20 cycles. Right? From that, 12 cycles has an average cost of 18,000. That means there are 12 cycles, each of 18,000. Right? Now, total he earned 3 lakh. Total he earned 3 lakh means by selling this 20 cycles, he earned 3 lakh rupees. Next, you have to find what is the average cost of remaining cycle. Tell me, from 20 cycle, if 12 has an average of 18,000, remaining cycle will be 8 cycle. You have to find average of this. Right? Let us see how to solve this question. Everybody with me. First question I am asking you. There are 12 cycles, each of 18,000. Then what will be the total cost of 12 cycles? 12 cycles. How can we find total cost of 12 cycle? 12 into 18,000. What is 12 into 18,000? It is 2,16,000. Right? Now tell me. Total to he earned 3 lakh, na? But 3 lakh was from 20 cycles. But from 12 cycle he earned 2,16,000. So from where does this remaining money come from? This 2,16,000 is of 12 cycles. But he total earned 3 lakh, na? So from where did this additional money come from? It came from selling this 8 cycles. That means the remaining amount will be of 8 cycles. What is the remaining amount? Tell me. 3 lakh minus 2,16,000 is 84,000. This 84,000 is total of 8 cycles. You have to find average. So you will divide this by 8. You will divide this by 8. So I told you, if you want to divide it anything by 8, you just have to do 3 times half. 3 times half. 84,000 ka half is 42,000. 42,000 ka half is 21,000. 21,000 ka half is 10,500. So 10,500 is the answer. Everybody with me? Yes or no? Next question we will solve. It is also very interesting. Let me first make a format for explanation. Now, please listen. Without considering salary of the boss, the average reduces by 1,000. What? Which average? Which boss? We have not understood a single word. No problem. Let us move forward to the next sentence. What will be the salary of the boss? This means boss ka salary we have to find out. That is clear. Next. Now next sentence is very important. If average salary of 11 employees and boss is 18,000. Tell me, if 11 employees and boss are put together, there are 12 people. 11 employees and a boss, there are total 12 people. And those 12 people ka average salary is 18,000. So, with boss there are 12 people. Average of this 12 people is 18,000. Understood? Now read the first sentence. Now you will be understanding the first question. First sentence. Without considering salary of the boss. That means if you don't consider boss, then the average salary will reduce by 1000. That means if you don't consider boss, then it will be only employees. There are only 11 employees. We have not considered boss. Now he told, the question tells that average will reduce by 1000 if you don't consider boss. So average, which is 18,000 right now, will be reduced by 1000. Though new average will be 17,000. Now you have to find boss ka salary. How can we find out boss ka salary? Please pay attention here. Tell me, if there are 12 people and average of all people is 18,000, then what is the total salary of all people, all 12 people put together? How can we find out? 12 into 18,000, that is 2,16,000. 2,16,000 is 12 people ka salary put together. Total salary of 12 employees. That means 11 employees and boss. Right. Now, tell me, same calculation we are going to do here. There are 11 employees. Average of each employee is 17,000. That means each employee will get 17,000. So, what is the total salary of 11 employees combined? So, 11 into 70,000 is 1,87,000. Apply logic here. Here, boss is there. Here, boss is not there. Boss is not there. So, the salary that is increasing, that is because of boss. So, the difference between 2,16,000 and 1,87,000 will be the salary of the boss. So, what is the value of 2,16,000 minus 1,87,000? It is 29,000. This is the salary of the boss. Understood? Sir, so much less salary. Why? Don't judge a boss by its salary. He might be, boss doesn't take salary, he takes profits. Now, let us do this. Average of 5 people is 42. Another group, there are 8 people whose average age is 81. Find the average of all people put together. Now this is a example of combined average. What is combined average? Combined average is, there are 2 groups will be given to you, 2 or 3 groups, and their individual group ka average will be given. They will ask you to find out average of those groups combined. You have to combine those groups and you have to find average. Let us do this sum. They have told you that there are people and there are average age. I am very sorry for my bad handwriting, but you have to bear with it. Right. There are 5 people whose average age is 42. This is one group. There is also another group. In that group there are 8 people and average age is 81. They have told you to find out average age of all people. All people means how many people? There will be 5 plus 8. There will be 13 people, and 13 people ka you have to find average. Sir, how can we find out? We can add this, or we can add, or what? 42 plus 81, can we add? No, you cannot add. This is not that much simple. Otherwise they won't ask you such type of question. So how can we solve that? For example, I have to find 13 people ka average age. That means I need total of all 13 people ka age divided by 13. So I am going to find average. I am going to find total age of all 13 people. How can I find average of all 13 people, sir? Please pay attention here. There are 5 people in the first group. Average age is 42. That means we can assume that every person is of 42, 42, 42, 42. Then what will be the total age of all 5 people combined? 5 into 42, that is 210. This is combined total age of all 5 people. Similarly, we will do here. 8 into 81 will be 648. This is the 8 people ka total age combined. This is 5 people ka total. This is 8 people ka total. I will take total of this. Then I will get 13 people ka total. 858. Now this is total of all 13 people. I will divide this by 13 because there are 13 people. Number of observation is 13, na? This is sum of all observation. This is number of observation. This is, we are using formula only, but by logic. This is sum of observation. This is number of observation. Simply divide this. 13 ones are 13. 13 6 are 78. 7 is the remainder. 13 6 are 78. Answer is 66. Answer is 66. Very good. Now, this points to remember is very important and very easy. I had taught you that if there are, suppose we will take 5 observation. 6, 3, 1, 8, 2. There are 5 observation and average of this observation is 4. You can calculate the average. I know. So that is why I am just writing. Their average is 4. Now this is the concept of shift of origin and change of scale. This is basically a topic of average. It is very simple. The thing that I am trying to tell you, I have taught you if you remember. If I add 5 in all the digits, what will happen? All the digits will be increased by 5. 11, 8, 6, 13, 7. Then what will be the average of this? So you don't have to calculate the average. You don't have to calculate the average by the lengthy method. It is a shortcut. The points to remember are basically tricks. If every observation is increased by 5, average will also increase by 5. So average is 9. If you calculate, you will get 9 as the average, but you don't have to calculate, you have to apply the trick. If every observation is added by 5, average will also be added by 5. If any observation is added or increased by any number, average will also be increased by the same number only. Similarly applies to all the operations. For example, if I take subtraction, if I take subtraction, that means if I take minus, similar things will happen. There are 5 observation, average is 4, right? Now if I subtract all the observation by suppose 2, then the average will also subtract by 2. So you can directly find the average without calculating the observations. Average will be 2. Don't calculate observation, just directly average. So whatever observation are subtracted from each observations, average will also be subtracted from the same number only. Understood, everybody? If I say in very simple words, whatever you subtract from each observation, similarly you have to subtract it from the average. You will get directly the average of the observations. You don't have to calculate observation. Similarly, this goes with multiplication also. Let us see. If I multiply every observation by 2, so you don't have to, and for example, wait, just I'll ask you a question. I am multiplying each observation by 2 and I have asked you the average. So you don't have to calculate this observation. If every observation is multiplied by 2, average will also be multiplied by 2. Answer is 8. If all the observation is multiplied by any number, average will also be multiplied by those number only. Right? And this same applies to division also. If every observation, for example, every observation is divided by 2 and I ask you average of those observations, new observations, then what will be the value of average? So you don't have to calculate this observation. If every observation is divided by 2, average will also be divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2, so answer is 2. Understood? Let us do sums of this. Right? Average value of 6 observation is average value of 6 numbers 7, 12, 17, 24, 26 and 28. These are numbers. Their average is 19. If 8 is added to each number, tell me, if 8 is added to each number, what will be the new average? If 8 is added to each number, then average will also be increased by 8. Average is 19, so you have to add 19 plus 8, that is 27. Answer is 27, very easy. You don't have to calculate every observation and then find the average. No, that is the trick. If average of 8 number is 21, this is our average. Each number is multiplied by 8, then find the new average. Tell me, if each observation is multiplied by 8, then average will also be multiplied by 8. So average is 21. 21 will also be multiplied by 8. Answer is 168. Now comes the 5 points. From this we are not going to do second and third, because those points to remember are very time wasting, and there are very rare chances that this type of question can come in your exam. Very rare chances. In fact, 0.01 chances. So we will do first, fourth and fifth property only, because this is very convenient to understand this. In fact, you won't be able to do this calculations without calculator. So it doesn't make any sense to waste our time in this questions. If you want to understand this question, you can call me in person. I'll explain you. But right now we have very less time. Right? First is average of first n natural number. So now if you have been asked average of first 90, first 51 natural numbers. Any example, I am just taking an example. Average of 51 natural, first 51 natural number. That means from 1 to 51. They have asked you average of first 51 natural number. That means from 1 to 51. So the last number is 51. You have to take that number as your n. Now the solution is, you have to take next number of this and you have to do half of that number. The next number of your n will be 52. You have to half the number and answer is 26. Sir, what you are trying to tell? I am not understanding. For example, average of first 34 natural number they have told you to find. So you will take 34. 34 is your n. You don't have to take 34 and you have to half. You have to take next number of 34, that is 35. You have to do half of it. Answer is 17.5. Next number ka half. Next number ka half for average of natural number. What about average of odd number, sir? If they tell you to find average of odd number, for example 1 to 51, right? But average of odd number. So see, what you have to do is, the formula for this is last odd number plus 1 upon 2. That means from 1 to 51, which is the last odd number? It is 51. So please add 1 and divide by 2. That is 26. Sir, what if the question is in such format, 1 to 40? So you have to check what is the last odd number from 1 to 40. Is it 40? No, sir. The last odd number is 39. So in 39 you have to do plus 1 and divide by 2. That is 20. Remember, last odd number plus 1 upon 2. What about average? Average of even number. Please listen. Average of even number. Average of even number formula is last even number plus 2 upon 2. For example, they have asked you 1 to 50 average of even number. So you have to check what is the last even number from 1 to 50, it is 50. So you have to add 2 and you have to divide this by 2. So answer is 26. Understood everybody? But what if they have asked you 1 to 37? You have to check what is the last even number from 1 to 37. It is not 37, it is 36. So you have to add 2 and then you have to divide this by 2. Answer is 38 upon 2 and the answer is 19. Everybody understood this? So let us do this question. Find the average of first 81 natural number. Now this is natural number, right? No even, no odd. Natural number. So I told you, you have to take next number of this and you have to divide this by 2. Answer is 41, option A. We are not going to do this because it is a waste of time. What are the average of odd number from 1 to 40? Tell me, from 1 to 40, last odd number is 39 plus 1 upon 2. Answer is 20. We just did this sum here, right? I told you, answer is 20. Let us do this. What is the average of even number from 1 to 81? 1 to 81, last even number is 80. So you have to do plus 2 upon 2. That is 41, option B. Here your arithmetic mean is over. Let us move forward to geometric mean. Now what is geometric mean? So first of all, in question there won't be any mention that you have to do the sum by arithmetic mean, geometric mean, harmonic mean. There will be no such instructions given to you in the question. So sir, how will we understand that this sum is supposed to be solved by arithmetic mean, geometric mean, harmonic mean? So if you find some words, some key words, then only you have to do geometric mean. Which are those words? Geometric mean is useful for calculating ratios such as average population growth with rate, average percentage increase, average compounded interest, average increase. This is very important. If average increase word comes together in a question and you have to find average, at that time you have to use geometric mean only. Some understood? These are the keywords. If these questions are asked, you have to, if they have asked you average of compound interest, average of population growth with rate, average percentage increase, in those questions only you have to use geometric mean. Sir, now we understood when to use geometric mean, but tell us how to use geometric mean. So geometric mean solution depends on the number of observations that are there in the question. For example, there are 2 observations in the questions, right? There are observations and you have to find average of those observations. So if there are 2 observations, you have to multiply them and you have to find square root of them. I am explaining you how to solve geometric mean. So if there are 2 observations, multiply those observations and you have to find square root of the answer. If there are 3 observations, you have to multiply them and you have to find out cube root. If there are 4 observations, multiply them and find out 4th root of the product. If there are 5 observations, then you have to multiply them and find the 5th root. 6 observations to 6th root, 7 to 7th root, 8 to 8th root. Again, if there are 2 observations, square root, 3 observation, cube root, 4 observation, 4th root. Understood? You will be asked 2 observations or max to max 3 observations, right? So in 2 observation, square root, in 3 observation, cube root. Let us do the sums. The production of the company increases 3 consecutive years as 10%, 20% and 40%. There are 3 observations. You have to find average annual increase. See, average and increase, if they come together, you have to use geometric mean. So there are 3 observations, 10, 20, 40. You have to find geometric mean, right? So there are 3 observations, so we will multiply all the 3 observations and then we will find cube root of those product. 10 into 20 into 40 is 8000 and cube root of 8000 is 20. So answer is 20. Everybody understood? Now next question. Population of city increases 2 consecutive years as 16% and 4%. There are only 2 observations. What we have to find? Average increase. Again, average and increase word comes together. We have to find geometric mean. There are 2 observations, 16% and 4%. So only 2 observations. So multiply both of them and find square root of them. 16 into 4 is 64. Square root of 64 is 8. Answer is 8%. Sir, but there are no options as 8%. So this is printing mistake. This is 8%. This will be 8%. The answer is 8%. Let us move to the next topic, that is harmonic mean. Let us move to the next topic, that is harmonic mean. Sir, now for harmonic mean you have to find some keywords. There are keywords similar to geometric mean, right? There are some keywords that will indicate that you have to use harmonic mean and not to use geometric mean or arithmetic mean. If in question they told you to find average speed of vehicle, average production per day, in that case only you have to find geometry. In that case only you have to find harmonic mean. Otherwise you don't have to find out harmonic mean. Now harmonic mean has a formula. You have to learn that n divided by summation of 1 upon x. This is the formula for harmonic mean. I am not going to teach you by formula, but you have to remember the formula. Now, how to solve harmonic mean? So there is a sentence. See, reciprocal of observations. Wait, reciprocal of arithmetic mean of reciprocal of observations. Reciprocal of arithmetic mean. Reciprocal of arithmetic mean of reciprocal of observations. Sir, this is very confusing sentence. I know. That is why I am giving you. There are 3 steps in this solution. First, you have to do reciprocal. You know why? You know, right? What is reciprocal? If reciprocal of 5 is 1 upon 5, you just have to do ulta. Reverse the number. If it is 5 upon 1, it is 1 upon 5. So first step, reciprocal, then find out arithmetic mean, then again do reciprocal. What is the 3 steps? Reciprocal, arithmetic mean, reciprocal. Right? There are only 3 steps. Let us solve the question. Let us do second question. A man goes to a certain place at 30 km per hour and return to original place at 20 km per hour. Find the average speed. Now average speed, there are 2 observations, 30 and 20. We have to find average speed. So this indicates that we have to use harmonic mean. Now let us do the sum. There are 2 observations, 30 and 20. I am going to teach you second question. The first question and the third question is your homework, right? Because those sums are similar sums, right? Obviously, I have told you in offline class that this harmonic mean is very difficult to solve these questions in your mind. So this can appear very rarely in your exam. But you have to study. That doesn't mean that you have to skip or omit. You have to study this, but you can do this sum in your book because this is very difficult to do it in the mind. So now I will do the second question. First and third will be your homework. Second question. There are 2 observations, 30 and 20. So first step, reciprocal, arithmetic mean, reciprocal. First step is reciprocal, second is arithmetic mean, third is reciprocal. First we will do reciprocal, right? First step is completed. Now comes the second step. We have to find arithmetic mean of these two observations. So how can we find arithmetic mean? Sum of 2 observations upon how many observations are there? 2. Understood? Right? Now, can I add this? Can I add this directly? 1 upon 30 plus 1 upon 20. Can I add as 1 upon 50? Absolutely wrong. Of course not. You have studied. This is, the denominator is very different. So you have to cross multiply. Right? You have to cross multiply. Now, cross multiply will be 20 ones are 20, 20 ones are 20 plus 30 ones are 30 upon 30 and 20 will be multiplied with each other, that is 600 upon 2. Now, I will add 20 and 30 is 50, 50 upon 600 is upon 2, right? Now 0, 0 cancel, 5 ones are 5, 5 12s are 60. So value is 1 upon 12, the whole upon 2, right? Now, second step is completed. We have reached till here, 1 upon 12, the whole upon 2. Third step, again do reciprocal. So if I take reciprocal, 2 will be a numerator and denominator will be 1 upon 12. Now the sum is completed, but one simplification is remaining. You have done this simplification, right? This 1 upon 2 will come above and it will be reciprocal again. So this 1 upon 12 will become 12 upon 1, right? So 2 into 12 is basically 24. This is the average speed, right? Reciprocal, arithmetic mean reciprocal. Answer is 24. Other remaining sums are your homework. If you have any difficulty in solving first and third sum, you can ask me on WhatsApp as well as on Instagram. If you don't have Instagram ID, this is the Instagram ID in which you can DM me. If you don't have my contact number, I will mention this is my Instagram ID if you want. Right? All in small letters. No underscore, no nothing. Simple Kashyap Chhag in all small letters. Right? Let us move forward to the next. I hope you understand harmonic mean. Do you want me to repeat anything? You can tell me if you want anything on repeat, right? Now comes the sixth chapter, that is simple interest and compound interest. Now, basically you just have to remember what is the difference between simple interest and compound interest. Simple interest, if I take 1 lakh rupees, I have invested 1 lakh rupees at the rate of 10% per annum for 3 years, right? So how much interest will I receive in 3 years? Every year I will get 10%. 10% on what? 1 lakh rupees. On 1 lakh rupees. For the first year I will get 10,000. For the second year also I will get 10,000. For the third year also I will get 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. Total I will receive 30,000. This is very simple to calculate, right? In 4 years I will get 40,000. In 5 years I will get 15,000. So each year the interest remains the same, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. There is no increment in interest. And that is called simple interest. But what about compound interest? So in compound interest, what happens is, when you take 1 lakh rupees, now for the first year you will get 10%. 10% on what? 1 lakh. So you will get 10,000 rupees in form your interest. But this interest will be added to your principal. So for the second year your principal will become 1,10,000. For the second year you will get 10% only, but on this principal 1,10,000. So you will get 10% of 1,10,000, that is 10%. That is 11,000, sorry. That is 11,000. And this 11,000 will be again added to your principal. Now principal just got increased. And now for the third year you will get 10%, but you will get 10% of this increased principal, that is 1,21,000, and the interest will be 12,100. So now your total amount that is payable to you by the bank is 1,33,100. So if I tell you what is the interest that we earned in the compound interest, 33,100, what is the simple interest? 30,000. So what is the, who will give you more returns? Of course, compound interest, right? Now first we will solve questions of simple interest, right? Now there is a formula for simple interest, that is P into N into R upon 100. What is P? P means principal, the amount that you deposit in the bank or the amount which you take in as loan, right? Principal is that amount, principal is that money. N is number of years for how much you have taken the loan or you have deposited the money, and R is simply rate of interest, and this 100 is basically of R only. Rate is in percentage na? So percentage, that means if it is 9%, so it can be written as 9 upon 100 na? So this 100 comes from that percentage, right? So this 100 is of that, the percentage. If it is 8%, I will write 8 upon 100, right? So we are not going to use the formula, we are going to use the logic as we have done in our offline classes. Let us do first question. Find the simple interest on 5,200 for 2 years at 6% per annum. Tell me, if he is getting 6% every year for 2 years, so in total he will earn 12%. In 2 years he will earn 12%, right? 12% of what? 12% of principal. So you have to find 12% of 5,200. 12% of 5,200. Sir, how can we find out 12% of 5,200? Find out 10%, find out 2%, then add, you will get 12%. What is 10% of 5,200? It is 520. What is 2%? 1% ka double, 1% is 52, 52 ka double is 60, sorry, 52 ka double is 104, add 624, option B. I hope everybody is paying attention. Any difficulty till now? Please, I want answer in comment section. Any difficulty till now? Please answer. At least I am expecting answer from Rajkot students. And Mumbai students. A man earns 450 interest in 2 years. A man earns 450 interest in 2 years. Now tell me, if a man earns 450 interest in 2 years, so in 1 year he will earn how much interest? Sir, 225. 450 ka half is 225. Right. Now, a man earns 450 interest in 2 years on a certain sum of money. Now, sum of money means principal. Certain means we don't know. So, how much principal we don't know. But there is a principal. On that principal, he earned 450 interest for 2 years. So for 2 years he earned 450. So for 1 year he earned 225. Invested at the rate of 12%. Right? Find the sum invested. That means we have to find principal. So principal we have to find. For in 2 years he got 450. So in 1 year he will get 225. Now tell me, rate of interest was 12%. Now please apply logic. He was supposed to get 12% interest on principal, right? At the rate of 12%, he is supposed to get interest, but he got interest of 225. Interest should be 12%, but interest is 225. That means 12% is 225, and you have to find principal. Principal is 100%. How can we find out 100% ki value? 12% is 225, so 225 will be divided by 12 and we will put 2 zeros, right? So now I will put 2 zeros, I will just join the 2 zeros and I will divide this by 12. Let us divide this by 12 and we have the answer. 12 ones are 12, 12 ones are 12, 10 is the remainder, 12 8s are 96, 9 is the remainder, 12 sevens are 84, 6 is the remainder, 12 fives are 60, 1875 answer. This is the principle. That means in simple words, on 1875 he got 12% interest, that is 225. But 225 was never written in the question. It was written that he earned 450 in 2 years. This was the summary of the questions. Let us move forward to the next question, that is at what rate, that means we have to find rate of interest. At what rate of interest per annum in 4 years sum of 5000 will become 6000. This is very important. In 4 years 5000 will become 6000. Now tell me this. In 4 years 5000 will become 6000. If in 4 years 5000 is becoming 6000, what is the interest? What is the interest? 1000, sir. He is getting 1000 interest. So 1000 is the interest, but he is earning 1000 interest in 4 years. So if he is earning 1000 interest in 4 years, then in 1 year how much interest he will earn? Sir, 250. Correct. Now interest, we have found interest, but we need rate of interest. So I am going to convert this interest in rate of interest. So he is going to earn 250. He is going to earn 250 on what? On principal, that is 5000. And we are going to convert this in rate. So I will multiply this by 100. You know na percentage, when we have to find out percentage, we will multiply this by 100. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 gets cancelled. 5 ones are 5, 5 5s are 25. Answer is 5%. 5% was the rate. Very good. In what time 1200 will earn interest of 240 at 5% per annum? In what time 1200 principal, this is principal, in what time this 1200 will earn an interest of 240 if he gets 5% every year? Very easy. Very easy. If a person is getting 5% rate of interest on this 1200, right, in how many years he will be able to collect 240? Very simple. What do you understand by this? What is your mind telling you? How will you apply the logic here? Sir, we will calculate 5% of 1200. Now 1200 ka 5% we will calculate and see how much returns he is earning in 1 year. So 5% of 1200 is 60. So every year he is getting 60 rupees. So in 240, how many years will it take for amount to be collected rupees 240? 4 years. Very simple. 60, 240 for 4 years. So in 4 years he will be collecting 240. Similar sum is the seventh sum. How much time will it take for an amount of 450? Same sum. How much time will it take for an amount of 450 to yield interest of 81 at 4.5% per annum? If a person is getting 4.5% interest on this 450 every year, in how many years 81 rupees will be collected? So first we will find out 4.5% of 450. How can we find out 4.5% of 450? Now I will put this 0 here, so now it will remove the point, right? Now tell me, what is 45 into 45? It is 2025. I told you how to calculate this, right? And now we have to consider this percentage ka sign. So now because of this percentage sign, there will be a decimal where after two numbers. So now the interest of 1 year is 20 rupees 25 paise. It is called paise only, in English also. So now you have to see in how many years he will be able to collect 81 rupees if he is getting every year 20 rupees 25 paise. So if you calculate properly, it will take 4 years. See na, 20 rupees, 20 rupees, 20 rupees, 20 rupees for 4 years is 80 rupees. And this 25 paise, 25 paise, 25 paise, 25 paise for 4 years will be 1 rupees. So in total he is earning 81 rupees. So answer is 4 years. Answer is 4 years. Now, fifth question. A Mahesh borrowed 3000 rupees from Suresh at 15% for 3 years. Find the total amount. Now what is amount? Amounts simply means principal plus interest. Right? Mahesh borrowed 3000. Mahesh borrowed 3000 for rate of interest was very high, 15%, and for 3 years. Right? So now how I will calculate is, first I will calculate what is the interest of 1 year. 15% of 3000. That will come to 450. 450 is interest of 1 year. So how will we calculate interest of 3 years? 450 plus 450 plus 450. 1 year ka interest. Total 3 year ka interest. That will be 1350. Sir, answer is 1350. No. They have told you to find out amount. Amount means principal plus interest. So you have to add this principal, initial principal of 3000, and you will get 4350. Right? So answer is 4350. Sixth sum. A sum of money at a simple interest amounts to means this is amount. Amount includes principal plus interest. A sum of money means principal. A sum of money, there is a principal which amounts to 815 in 3 years. That means this 815 is amount of 3 years is given. And 854 in 4 years. That means 854 is the amount of 4 years. You have to find sum. Sum means principal. You have to find principal. Understood the sum? Let us solve this. So very simple sum. You just have to apply logic. 3 year ka amount is given to you as 815 and 4 year ka amount is given as 854. Right? Now, you have to find principal. You have to find principal. Please pay attention. Now this amount includes both, right? Principal and interest. But this is the 3 year ka amount. So principal plus 3 year ka interest. 3 year ka interest will be included. Principal is also included and 3 year ka interest is included. I have to find principal. I have to find this principal. So what I will do, I will find out 3 year ka interest and I will remove this. So whatever remaining will be principal. What I will do, I will subtract 3 year ka interest. I will subtract 3 year ka interest from this 815. So whatever will be the remainder will be my principal. Sir, how can we calculate 3 year ka interest? There is no mention of interest here. So we have to apply our smartness there. Let us see how can we calculate 3 year ka interest. Please pay attention. 3 years to 4 years, that means only 1 year is increased. So amount also increased. So amount increased means that we got some interest. So amount increased from 815 to 854. So whatever the increment is there, whatever amount is increased is your interest. But that is interest of 1 year because only 1 year has increased from 3 year to 4 year. So only 1 year is increased. So amount that is increased is interest of 1 year. So 854 minus 815 is 39. 39 is interest of 1 year. If 1 year ka interest is 39, 3 year ka interest will be 39 plus 39 plus 39, that will be 117. So I just got 3 year ka interest, that is 117. Now I have to simply minus 815 minus 117. 815 minus 3 year ka interest, that is 117, answer is 698. This is your principal. Very simple it is. 815, this 815 na was amount of 3 years na, it included both 698 as your principal and 117 as your 3 year ka interest. But 3 year ka interest was 1 year ka 39 into 3. So I from 815 I removed this 117, so I will get this na. Very simple. Understood the concept, everybody? Let us move to the next question, that is 8th question. A man borrowed a certain sum of money at 6% per annum for first 2 years. Right? For first 2 years he borrowed at 6% per annum. So there are total how many years we will see, but first I will take first 2 years. 6%, then what is the next question, next sentence? A man borrowed a certain sum of money at 6% for first 2 years, 9% for next 3 years, 9% for next 3 years, and 14% for period beyond 5 years. So 5 years is completed till now, right? 6%, 9, 9, 9. 5% is completed. After this 5 years, whatever period is remaining, the interest rate will be 14. But I don't know how many years are there in total, na? So I will read the further next part of the question. If he pays total interest of 22,800 at the end of 9 years, that means total loan was for 9 years. 14. Period beyond 5 years is this much. So now I got all the rate of interest of all the years. Now given is total interest that he pays is 22,800. This is the total money that he is going to pay, 22,800. Now find the total amount borrowed. Now you have to find principal. You have to basically find principal. Please understand, please pay attention here. This is a little bit complicated sum because the solution is going to be complicated. Now tell me, we know na interest rate of every year. So let us add all the interest rates. 6 plus 6 is 12. 9 plus 9 plus 9 is 27. 14 is 56. Add 12 plus 27 plus 56 is total 95%. That means in total he is going to pay 95% interest. But sir, he paid total interest of 22,800. But he is going to pay 95% interest. But sir, he paid 22,800. That means both the things are same. 95% is only 22,800. 95% value of 95% is 22,800. We have to find 100%, that is principal. Principal is always 100%. So that this we have to find out. That means value of 95% is 22,800. Value of 100% is how much? Yes, Khushi, this sum can be asked. In fact, this was asked in one of the exam, if I am not wrong. So now 95% value is 22,800. We have to find 100%. How can we solve this? So sir, you told not trick of 100% that we can use. Yes, you can use. 22,800 is 95%. So we will divide this by 95 and we will put 2 zeros. But it is very difficult to divide this by 95. So we are not going to use trick here because it is difficult. Trick is for those sums which are easy to calculate. Here the sum is very difficult if we divide it by 95. So sir, we have two options. We have actually 4 options. We have 4 options. 25,000. Sorry, wait. We have 24,000, 26,000, 28,000, 25,000. All this can be your principal, right? Principal has been asked. All this can be your principal, right? That means I will find out 95% of all the options. Whenever I will get 22,800, that is my answer. I will find out 95% of all the principles, all the possible principles. I will find 95% of all the numbers. When I will get 22,800, that will be my answer. But sir, you will calculate 95%, this much lengthy procedure. No, 95% is actually very easy. These are all 100% ka value. Find out only 5% from every number and you just have to subtract, though you will get 95%. That means you have to remove 5%. You have to calculate 5%, then you subtract. What is the 5% of 24,000? It is 1200. How will you calculate 5%? Tell me. 10% and you will half of it. What is 10% of 24,000? It is 2,400. 2,400 ka half is 1200. And subtract it from the 24,000. You will get 22,800. That means this is your answer. Understood? We calculated 95% of 24,000. By how did we calculate? We will calculate 5% and we will subtract. So we will get 95%. I hope everybody understood this concept. So answer is 24,000. Then you don't have to look at any options after that. Understood everybody? Now, a sum of money. Now here comes a different questions. Here the type of, first we will do this question, 11th question, then we will do 10th question. A sum of money doubles itself in 6 years. In how many years it will become 4 times? So for this I have given you a formula. What is the formula? So the formula is find -1 upon given -1 into number of years. Now tell me, find means what? Find means what? What they are asking you? They are asking you value of in how many years it will be 4 times, right? So 4 times is your find. Find, you will put 4 in place of this find. -1 upon given. What is given? Given is value of what is given? Value of double. Double means 2. Double means 2. Double means 2. So you have to put 2 in the given part. -1 into what is the number of year? Number of years is 6 years. It's double itself in 6 years, na? So given is not your 6 years. Given is this double wala part. If they give you triple, so given will be 3. Understood everybody? I have taught you this in your offline class. And number of years will be 6 years. So I will put 6 here. So now the answer will be 3 upon 1 into 6. That will be 18 years. So in 18 years, money will be 4 times. Similarly, this is your homework. Similarly, you have to do the same sum. Here I told you, find is what? Find is what? Find is this, treble. Treble means triple. Triple. So this is your find. Given is what? Given is double. Double is 2 is your find. And number of years will be 12.5. So put the values and solve the sum. Wait, I'll do here only, na? I told you, this is your find. This is your given. This is number of years. So find will be 3 minus 1. Find minus 1 upon given minus 1 is 2 minus 1 into 12.5. That will be 2 upon 1 into 12.5. That is 25 years. So answer is option A, 25 years. Everybody understood this? Let us start with compound interest. Right? Now, there is a formula for compound interest. Formula for compound interest is A equals to P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to N. You just have to remember the formula, but we are not going to use the formula for the sums. For that I have given you a trick, shortcut for finding compound interest. Right? Question number 1. Now what was the trick that I taught you for compound interest? Let us solve an example. Principal is 40,000. Now we are doing compound interest and not simple interest. Simple interest is completed. Now we are into compound interest. Rate of interest is 10% suppose, and number of years is 3 years. Find compound interest. So there are 3 years, right? 3 years, so we will do 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. Now for the first year, now this is compound interest of first year, this is compound interest of second year, this is compound interest of third year, and this is total compound interest. For the first year, it is very easy. For the first year, the calculation of compound interest is very easy. For the first year, he will get 10% of 40,000, that is 4,000. Very easy. Sir, how to calculate this second year ka compound interest? That for calculating that, you will use this. You will use 4,000. How will we calculate second year ka total compound interest? See, you have to take this. Please pay attention. For the second year of compound interest, you have to find 10% of 4,000 and you have to add that in the 4,000. Sir, what? You have to find 10% of 4,000 and you have to add that in 4,000. So in 4,000 we will add 10% of 4,000, that is 400. So now the second year ka compound interest is 4,400. Everybody with me? Now for the third year you will take help of this 4,400. You will find 10% of 4,400 and you will add that in 4,400. 10% ढूंढो और उसमें ही add कर दो. That was my dialogue. Right. So we will calculate 10% of, we will take first 4,400 and we will take 4,400 and then we will add 10% of 4,400, that is 440. We will add that, total is 4840. We have found all the three compound interest. Now you have to add 4,000 plus 4,400 plus 4,840 is 13,240. This is your total compound interest. Right? My dialogue while solving the sum was, you remember from the offline class, right? 10% ढूंढो, उसमें ही add कर दो. 10% ढूंढो, उसमें ही add कर दो. You don't have to apply all the time 10%. Whatever the rate of interest is there, you have to find out that percent of the interest. Understood, everybody? Right? So in same way we are going to do sums of compound interest. Mohan invested 15,000 for 2 years at 5% per annum. What amount he will receive at the end of 2 years? Sir, compound interest is not mentioned. Compound interest is not mentioned. So if they want to ask question of simple interest, it will always be mentioned that you have to solve by simple interest. If there is no mention, you always have to solve the question by compound interest. Mark my words. Right? So now we will solve this compound interest sum. This is principal, this is number of years, this is rate of interest. We have to find amount. Amount means principal plus interest. Right? Let us do the sum. Principal is 15,000, rate of interest is 5% and it is 2 years. So there are 2 years, so we will calculate 1 and 2 and then we will directly calculate total. What is the first year ka compound interest? That will be very easy. 5% of 15,000. 5% of 15,000 is 750. Now, how can we calculate second year ka compound interest? Very easy. 750 ka 5% find out karo and then add that in 750 only. Find out 5% of 750 and add that in 750. Find out 5% of 750 and add that in the 750. What is 5% of 750? How will we calculate 5% of 750? We will find out 10% and then we will half the answer. 10% of 750 is 75. We will half the 75. Half of 75 is 37.5. So we will add that in 37.5. But I am ignoring the 0.5. I am just taking 37. So can we calculate total compound interest? Yes. 750 plus 750 is 1500. 1500 plus 37 is 1537. But this is only compound interest. They have asked you amount, so you will add this one. You will add the original principal of 15,000, so you will get the amount 16,537. Answer is option B. Everybody understood? Yes. Second question and third question we will do afterwards in 10 minutes. First we will calculate fourth sum. In fact, you can do this fourth sum in your homework. We will do fifth question. Now here population of Kolkata decreases. Decreases means now you cannot apply the shortcut that I taught you because it is decreasing. When any amount population is increasing, you can use my trick, but in this decreasing you cannot use my trick because it will be very lengthy. Population of Kolkata decreases 10% every year. Population was 4 lakh at the end of 2017. What will be the population of Kolkata after 3 years? So very simple. Initial population 4 lakh, it was decreasing by 10%. We have to find out population after 3 years. Now please pay attention. Initial was 4 lakh. For the first year 10% will decrease. Now what is 10% of 4 lakh? It is 40,000. 40,000 people will go. Remaining population is 3,60,000. Now again 10% we will find out and decrease it by 10%. So what is 10% of 3,60,000? It is 36,000. We will subtract it from the 3,60,000. Again 36,000 will go. The remainder will be 3,24,000. Again we have to find out 10% and we will subtract. 10% is 32400 and we will subtract this. So answer is 2,91,600. So this is the remaining population of Kolkata after 3 years when population is decreasing at 10%. Answer is option A. Let us do question number 2 and 3. Now for question number 2, please make this principal as 8,000, right? And this is not whole, this is half yearly, right? Now let us do the sum. For that, now this second and third question are a little bit different from the previous sums because of the word half yearly in the question. Please assume that this is half yearly. This is half yearly, right? So because of the word half yearly, the sum is different. And in the third question, the word quarterly is there, and because of that, the sum is very different. So I told you, whenever now this sums that we were doing, this first sum, this was compounded annually, or you can say compounded yearly. If compounded annually, yearly is mentioned, or nothing is mentioned, you have to do annually or yearly wala method. But whenever they want to ask half yearly or quarterly wala sums, they will always mention, right? See, if they ask you half yearly ka sum, you have to make two adjustment in your sum. First, number of years, you will always multiply the number of years by 2, and you will always divide rate of interest by 2. This adjustment you have to do the sum, and then you will have to calculate in the same trick that I taught you. If they ask you quarterly wala sum, n will be multiplied by 4 and rate of interest will be divided by 4. I have very well explained the logic behind this in the offline class. I won't be able to elaborate that much in detail in the revision. If again you have any doubt, you can message me in Instagram, WhatsApp, call, you can call also. I am always available to my students, right? So now second sum, which was of half yearly, they have given find the amount you have to find. Please remember amount. Principal is 8,000, number of years is 1.5, and you have to calculate by 5%, right? Now principal is 8,000, principal is 8,000, number of years is 1.5 years, and rate of interest is 5% per annum. Now again, this is the sum of half yearly. So now you have to make two adjustment in this sum. What are the two adjustment? And you will multiply by 2 or you will divide by 2. Don't reverse this adjustment, please. Don't reverse the adjustment. After the exam you found out that you have divided the n by 2 and you have multiplied the rate by 2, then you are screwed. Then no one can save you, because this type of sum will give you 2 marks, and 2 marks is very very critical, because 2 marks can save you or break you. So please pay attention. So n will be multiplied by 2. So now our new n will be 3, r will be 2.5%. Principal will be same as 8,000. Now n is 3, so we will calculate 1, 2, 3, and then I will do total. So I will get compound interest. For the first year it is very easy. 8,000 ka 2.5%. 8,000 ka 2.5%. How will we calculate 2.5%? We will find out 10%, then we will do half of it, and then again half of it. 10%, half. That is how we will find 2.5%. 8,000 ka 10.5%, 10% is 800. 800 ka half and half. 800 ka half is 400. 400 ka half is 200. So first year ka compound interest. I won't say first year. It will be the first term. It is not year. It is term. Because in 1.5 years, if you remember, half yearly interest is calculated every 6 months. So in 1.5 years, interest will be calculated 3 times. So that is why we are calculating 3 times. But interest will be calculated on the half interest, not full interest, not on 5%. Interest will be calculated every 6 months, but with respect to 2.5%. Because full year ka it is 5%, half year ka it is 2.5%. I hope everybody understood this, right? So now we found out first year ka interest. Now who will help me to calculate second year ka interest? This 200 will help me. How will we calculate second year ka compound interest? 200 का 2.5% calculate करो and 200 में add कर दो. Now in English, find out 2.5% of 200 and add that in 200. Find out 2.5% of 200 and add that in 200. How will we calculate again? 2.5%, 10%, half. So 200 का 10% is 20. 20 ka half is 10, 10 ka half is 5. So I will add this 5 in 200. So second year ka interest is 205. Now I will calculate third year ka interest. Who will help me to calculate third year ka interest? 205. How will we calculate 2.5? Now, how to calculate third year ka interest? We have to calculate 2.5% of 205 and add that in 205. How will we calculate 2.5% of 205? 10%, half and half. 10% of 205 is 20.5. Please ignore the 0.5. Please ignore the 0.5. That will not make that will make negligible changes in our answer, and that we don't want. So, and that is okay if it makes negligible changes. 0.5 से ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. So you will have to calculate 2.5% of 205. How will we calculate 2.5% of 205? Find out 10% of 205. That was 20.5, but I have ignored this 0.5. Now again do half and half. 20 ka half is 10, 10 ka half is 5. I will add this 5 in 205. It will become 210. Total karo 615. But please listen, this is not compound interest. They have not asked compound interest. They have asked you amount. So I will add this 8,000 and it will become 8,615. Option A is your correct answer. I hope everybody is understanding. Let us do third question. Compound interest on 1,000 for 40%, but compounded quarterly for 1 year. This is quarterly, so for quarterly you have to make two adjustment. N will be multiplied by 4 because 1 year will have, in 1 year how many times compound interest is calculated quarterly? In 1 year 4 times, in 2 year 8 times. So therefore whatever the number of years are there, we have to multiply it by 4. Right? Because in 1 year 4 times it will be calculated, na? Understood? And rate of interest will not be taken of full year. It will be taken of a quarter. Quarter means 3 months ka interest will be taken. So whatever the interest is given of the full year, you have to divide it by 4, so you will get interest of quarter. Understood? So whatever interest is there, you have to divide it by 4, so you will get interest rate of per quarter. Right? So these are the adjustments that you have to do while solving compound interest quarterly. Please remember, if they ask quarterly, then only you have to do this. Otherwise, do it simply. You don't have to make adjustment if they have not asked you quarterly or half yearly. Please remember. Now, in the third question, they have given you principal. They have given you principal as 1,000, number of years as 1 year, and rate of interest as 40%. Very easy numbers they have given you. Let us make adjustments. N will be multiplied by 4, R will be divided by 4. Your new N will be 4 and your new R will be 10%. Principal, you don't have to make any adjustment. Please remember. Now we have got our new PNR. Now we will calculate compound interest. Now N is 4, right? So I will make 4 rows and here will be the total. First year is very easy. 10% of 1,000 is 100. Who will help me to calculate second year compound interest? This 100 will help me. This 100 will help me. You have to find out 10% of 100 and add that in 100. 10% of 100 is 10. Add that in 100. So it will be 110. Now for the third year, who will help me? This 110 will help me. You have to find out 10% of 110 and you have to add that in 110. 10% of 110 is 11. 11 ko add kiya 110 mein, so 121. And for the last year, who will help me? 121. You have to find out 10% of 121 and add that in 121. 10% of 121 is 12.1. It is 12.1. Please ignore the 0.1. Take only 12. So you have to add 12 in 121. So it will be 133. You have to take total of this answer and this is 464. Now here you have asked compound interest only. So here the sum is ending. 464 is your correct answer. Option C. Lock कर दिया जाए. Understood? Here comes the ending of your 6th chapter and the last chapter, which I call climax. Square root is your climax chapter because very fun chapter, very interesting, very easy to calculate. In square root chapter, we are going to learn we have actually learnt, in fact I have taught you two types of questions. First is this 2 and 3 digit ka imperfect square roots. I have taught you how to calculate root 44, root 39. In fact, any 2 digit or 3 digit number which is an imperfect square, uska I have taught you how to calculate imperfect square root. In fact, I have taught you, right, any 2 digit number. You can calculate 38, root 38 ka answer, which is in decimal. You can calculate in your mind under 30 seconds. I will right now remind you all the tricks, right? This was the first thing that we learnt. And the second thing that we learnt is 4 or 5 digit ke perfect square roots, how to calculate, that we learnt in the chapter, right? So for this, it is mandatory to remember all the fractions that I have given you before starting the chapter. For example, 1 upon 2, you must have this notes in your notebook. 1 upon 2 is 0.5, 1 upon 3 is 0.33, 1 upon 4 is 0.25. If anybody doesn't have these fractions, please write these fractions. It is very important for calculation of square roots as well as different fractions and divisions. So these are very important. 1 upon 5 is 0.2, 1 upon 6 is 0.1666666. So I will take only 0.16, right? 1 upon 7 I have given you 0.1428. 1 upon 8 I have given you 0.125. 1 upon 9 is very interesting, 0.111111. What is 2 upon 9? It is 0.222222. What is 3 upon 9? 0.333333. 4 upon 9 is 444444. 5 upon 9 is 0.5555, and so on, right? So you have to remember all the fractions. And other thing that you have to remember is the square of numbers from 1 to 30. Mandatory, it is mandatory for my climax chapter. If you want to understand my climax chapter, you have to understand the squares of 1 to 30. Let us move to first topic, that is finding out imperfect square roots. So we will find out root 39. How to calculate root 39? Please pay attention. Please, everybody on the screen, how to calculate root 39. How to calculate root 39? So first you have to tell me 39 comes now. First, wait. Now I have to break this 39. I will break this 39, but how we are going to break is the main important question. So first tell me 39 comes between which two perfect square? 39 comes between which two perfect square? 36 and 49. Which is the closest one? 36. So we are going to break this into root 36 plus 3. Understood how to break this? Sir, why plus 3? Because when I will add 36 plus 3, I will get 39. And that is why I have added 3. Understood this? So now root 39 is, I have broke root 39 into two parts. Root 36 plus 3. You don't have to put root in 3. You have to put root in 36 only. 3 ko root nahi lagana hai. Don't put root in 3. Understood this? Now we have split between root 36 plus 3. Next step. Now the steps are very easy. Answer nikalo iska. Please find the answer of root 36. It is 6. 6 plus 3, but in 3 ka denominator we have to put something. What we have to put? you have to always put double of this. 6 into 2, 6 into 2 is 12. Always you have to put double of the answer that you got by solving the root. So 6 ka double is 12, so you have to put 12. 3 ones are 3, 3 fours are 12. So now you have to solve 6 plus 1 upon 4. What is the value of 1 upon 4? It is 0.25. 6 plus 0.25 is 6.25. This is your final answer. If you calculate in the calculator, you will get answer as 6.24. But we got 6.25. This answer won't be accurate, but it will be very, 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 very close to your original answer. Because see the closeness. See the closeness. This much close will be the answer. The difference will be only of 0.01. So if you see the option, you have to solve. Suppose this question is asked in your exam, and you solved it in your mind, and you got answer as 6.25, right? You got answer as 6.25, but in option there is no 6.25. So now you have to find out which is the closest option to your answer. The one which is closest, you have to mark that. For example, you solved, you got 6.25. There is an option for 6.24. So you have to mark that, because that is the most closest to your answer. Understood, everybody? I will do one more sum. Root 78. Now tell me, 78 comes between which two perfect square? 81 and 64. Which is the closest one? 81. So I will break this into root 81 minus 3, because when I minus 81 minus 3, I will get 78. Now solve this. Answer of this is 9. 9 minus 3, 3 upon denominator में 9 का double. 9 का double is 18. 18 is the denominator. 3 ones are 3, 3 6 are 18. What is the value of 1 upon 6? 9 minus 0.16. That is 8.84. When you solve this in calculator, I suppose you will get 8.83. This is your answer. This is calculator ka answer. See the closeness. That is the accuracy of this shortcut. Understood? This is basically Vedic maths, if you don't know, right? So such you can, one more sum I will teach you of 3-digit number. So 3-digit number, tell me, 150 comes between which two perfect square? 144 and 169, right? Now which is the closest one? It is 144. So root 144 plus 6. Now you have to solve this. Answer of this is 12. 12 plus 6. 6 upon 12 ka double is 24. 6 ones are 6. 6 fours are 24. 12 plus 1 upon 4, that is 0.25. That is 12.25. Any doubts? There will be no square of 6-digit number. In fact, there is no trick for calculating a 6-digit number. There are tricks of 6-digit number, but they won't ask you first of all, right? And if they ask you, it will be only a 4 or 5-digit number, and there is no trick. There are tricks, but that is not applicable to you. If you learn those tricks, it will be a waste of time, because they are not asking only, right? So don't worry about that. There are tricks of 6-digit number. Yes, there are tricks. Now, can we move forward? We will now see how to calculate perfect square root of 4 or 5-digit number, right? Let us do 4 or 5-digit ka. But for that, this is a most important trick. This I have explained you in the offline class in very full-fledged explanation. But here I am going to teach you in the summary. I will give you the summary. I taught you that even if a number has 1 in the ending, if a perfect square number, for example 62001, this is a square of 249. 249 ka square has 62001. This is a perfect square. This is a perfect square. Please understand. So this trick is trying to tell you that if a perfect square number has 1 in the ending. What it is, if it has 1 in the ending, the square root of this number, will either have 1 or 9 in the ending. Understood? If a perfect square number has 1 in the ending, the answer of that number, the square root of the number, will have 1 or 9 in the ending. That is the rule. That is the trick. See, the square root is 249. It has 9 in the ending. It can either have 1 as an ending or 9 as an ending. This is the trick that is trying to tell you. Similarly, when a perfect square, please listen, these tricks are very important. If a number has 4 in the ending, if a perfect square has 4 in the ending, its square root will either have 2 as a unit digit or 8 as the unit digit. Similarly, if a perfect square has 5 in the ending, its square root will have 5 as the unit place. Last digit will be 5. If a perfect square has 6 in last, then its square root will have either 4 or either 6 in last. Last digit will be either 4 or either 6. If a perfect square number is ending by 9, its last digit, its square roots, or last digit of the square root of the number will be either 3 or either 7. This you have to remember. Understood? So this trick will help us to find out perfect squares of 4 or 5 digit number. Right? Now we will take some examples. Root 9216. I have to find out square root of 9216. Now, how to calculate root 9216? First, you will have to split this. You have to take this last 2 digit, you have to separate it from the whole question. Separate last 2 digit and separate the remaining digit. First, you will take this 16. You will work on this 16. Now tell me, 16 has last digit as 6, right? Last digit is 6. I told you, whichever perfect square which ends with 6, the square root of that number will end by 4 or 6. So the square root, we have to find square root. Now square root will end by 4 or 6. So the answer, we got last digit possible 2 digits of our answer. Either it will be ending by 4 or either it will be ending by 6. This is the rule. Now, sir, how to calculate the tens place, or you can say आगे वाला number कैसे ढूंढे? How to calculate the previous digits? For that, 92 will help you. Now you have to take 92. Please pay attention. This is very magical. 92 comes between which two perfect square? 81 and 100. This is the square of 9. This is the square of 10. So you have 9 and 10. 92 comes between 9 ka square and 10 ka square. Always, please pay attention. Always take the smaller digit. Always take the smaller digit. Small is 9. So I will put 9 as the previous digits. So now my square root can either be 94 or either it can be 96. There is no other option. So I got two answers. Either it is 94 or either it is 96. Now sir, how to find out the proper answer? What is the answer? Perfect answer. So again 92 will help you. 92 comes between which two perfect square? 81 and 100. Which is the closer one? 81 or 100? Which is closer to 92? 100 is closer to 92. That means 92 is closer to the greater number, na? Is closer to the greater number, na? Is closer to the greater number. Greater number. It is closer to the greater number. So our answer will be the greater of the two. 94 और 96 में greater कौन है? Which is the greater number from 94 and 96? Greater number is 96. So answer is 96. Why? Because 92 is closer to greater number. बड़े वाले से नजदीक है तो बड़ा वाला आंसर होगा, छोटे वाले से नजदीक है तो छोटा वाला आंसर होगा. समझा? Everybody understood? If it is closer to smaller number, answer will be the smaller one. If it is closer to the greater number, answer will be the greater one. Once again I will solve one more question which is in your book only, 7569. 7569. You have to separate last two and you have to separate last two digit from the other digits. So first focus on 69. Now this 69 has last digit as 9. So tell me the trick of 9. What was the trick of 9? If a perfect square has 9 as in last, the square roots will end by 3 or by 7. So answer will be ending by 3 or by 7. Now how to find out previous number? That 75 will help us. Now take this 75. 75 comes between which two perfect square? 64, 81. This is the square of 8 and this is square of 9. That means 75 comes between 8 ka square and 9 ka square. Take always take the smaller one. You don't have to take closer one right now. Take the smaller one right now. In the second step, first step we found 3 or 7 can be the last digits. Second step is to always put the smaller number. Which is the smaller one? 8. So 8, put 8. Now again, which is the final answer, sir? Again, go to 75. 75 comes between 64 and 81. Which is the closer one? 81. That means greater number. It is closer to greater number. So therefore greater number will be our answer. Answer will be 87. Answer will be 87. बड़े वाले से नजदीक है ना, 75 किससे नजदीक है? 81 से नजदीक है. It is closer to greater number. बड़े वाले से नजदीक है तो आंसर बड़ा वाला होगा. 83 और 87 जो दो पॉसिबल आंसर है उसमें से बड़ा वाला आंसर कौन सा है? 87. तो बड़ा वाला आंसर होगा. Which is the greater one of 83 and 87? 87 is greater one. So answer will be 87. Understood everybody? Do you want me to do one more sum? I'll do one more sum. Chalo. We'll do 5 digit wala number. 25281. 25281. Wait. 25281. Now you have how to solve this. How to solve this? Separate last two digit from the previous digits. From all the digits you have to separate last two digit. First take this 81. 81 also you don't have to focus on full 81, you have to focus on the last digit, that is 1. So what was the trick of 1? One trick was either it can be ending by 1 or by 9. So ending will be by 1 or by 9. Now you have to focus on this 252. 252 comes between which two perfect square? 225 and 256. That is why I told you to remember the squares. In every chapter, almost every chapter, we need square. So this is square of 15, this is square of 16, right? So tell me which is the, we will always take the smaller one. So we will take 15 as our previous digit. So answer is 151 or answer is 159. It is either of the two, right? Now, which is the final answer? You tell me, you guys tell me, which is the final answer? Answer will be 151 or 159. Waiting for the answer. Correct. No, why 151? 252 is closer to which one? Now we have to see closeness. Now whichever it is closer to greater number, then the greater number will be the answer. If it is closer to smaller number will be the answer. 252 is closer to 256. 256 is greater number ना, 225 और 256 में greater कौन है? 256 greater है. तो greater number से नजदीक है, तो दोनों में से greater number आंसर होगा. आंसर will be 159. Answer will be 159. If it is closer to smaller number, answer will be smaller of the two. If it is closer to greater number, answer will be greater of the two. I hope you are not confused. Right? Chalo. Now, chapter is not over yet. Final part of the chapter and your syllabus is theory. Now, please, this is very important. You can expect one question from this. You can expect one question from whatever I am telling you right now. Right? For that, I will have to do one thing. Just a minute. I will have to write square from 1 to 30, or I will write from 1 to 20. These are squares from 1 to 20, right? Now, please pay attention. What I am trying to tell you is, see, from 1 to 10 ka square, this is from 1 to 10. 1, 4, 9, 6, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. These are squares from 1 to 10. Please focus on last digit. 1, 4. I am only speaking the last digit of the squares. Right? So, please consider that. 1, 4, 9, 6, 5, 6, 9, 4, 1, 0. Now see the last digit of this. 1, 4, 9, 6, 5, 6, 9, 4, 1, 0. This is the same pattern, right? Even if you take squares from 31 to 40, 41 to 50, every time last digit will be 1, 4, 9, 6, 5, 6, 9, 4, 1, 0. This pattern will keep on coming till the infinite number of times. So what I am trying to tell you, that every perfect square, these are all perfect square, every perfect square can either end by 1, 4, 9, 6, 5, and these are all repeating, and 0. Right? So what I am trying to tell you is, every perfect square will end with 1, 4, 9, 6, 5 and 0. It will not end with 2, 3, 7, 8. Perfect square will always end with 1, 4, 9, 6, 5, 0, and it will never end by 2, 3, 7, 8. That means I am not trying to tell you that any number which ends by 1 is a perfect square. No. But perfect square can end by 1, it can end by 4, it can end by 9, it can end by 6, it can end by 5 and 0. 1, 4, 9, 6, 5, 0. But it will never end by 2, 3, 7, 8. This is the most important thing. Let us do theory part. First of all, these are all 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 methods are the names. You just have to remember the name. These are the methods, different methods to find out squares. These are different methods to find out squares of the, I'm very sorry for my words. These are all the methods to find out square roots. These are all methods to find out square roots. So you have to remember the name. You don't have to remember the method that is trying to tell you. You just have to remember the name. The names are repeated subtraction method, short form is RSM, it is RSM. Repeated subtraction method, prime factorization method, estimation method, and long division method. Right? Now, what comes here is, these are the 7 points that I am trying to tell, that I will explain you. Then we will wind up with the YODHA 5.0. So now this is your climax of your YODHA 5.0. Right? Properties of square roots. Properties of square roots. You can expect a question from this. Only a perfect square number can have a perfect root. This is an obvious sentence. This is not a very intellectual sentence. Perfect square will have perfect root. Imperfect square will have imperfect root. Obviously, perfect square will only have perfect root. That is the obvious sentence, right? So we won't be wasting time here. This is very important. Even number, I'm very sorry for this. An even number, even perfect square has an even perfect root. So listen my words very carefully. Even number का square be even number का root be even. When what I am trying to tell you is, even number, if you take square of an even number, it will be always even. If you take square root of even number, it will be always even. Very simple. And odd number का square be odd number का square root be odd. Square of an odd number will be always odd. Square root of an odd number will always be odd. Very simple. The third point is trying to tell you the same thing. Square root of an odd number, square root of an odd perfect square will be odd. Even perfect square has an even perfect root. In simple words, I told you. Now fourth point is imaginary number. It is about imaginary number. Sir, what are imaginary number? Root and there is a negative number in that. So I told you the reason of that, right? That 2 ka square is 4, minus 2 ka square is also 4. Right? That is why root 4 ka answer is either 2 or either minus 2. But is there any number whose square is negative number? No sir, there is no possibility. There is no number whose square is minus 4, and that is why root minus 4 we cannot solve. So that is the sentence trying to tell you. Because a perfect square can never be negative. Here they are trying to tell you this part. A perfect square can never be negative, and that is why it is impossible to find square root of a negative number. Here please read the sentence. Because a perfect square can never be negative, it is impossible to define square root of a negative number, and that is why they are called imaginary number. I hope you are understanding this. Now let us move to the next sentence. A square root can be found for any number that ends in the digit 1, 4, 9, 6, 5 and 0. Just now I told you square root can be, and square root will always end by either 1, 4, 9, 6, 5 or 0. Right? It is impossible to obtain perfect square root if the unit is 2, 3, 7, 8, because I told you perfect square will never end with 2, 3, 7, 8. And the last digit is, a number cannot have a square root if it has an odd number of zeros at the end. Only even number of zeros allows for the calculation of square root. Now this sentence is trying to tell you that if a number has even number of zeros, for example root 100, root 10,000, root 10 lakh, this all number has even number of zeros at the end, 20, 40, 60, 80 in the end. If there are even number of zeros, then only solution of the root is possible. For example, answer of this is 10, it is 100, this is 1000. Only when it is ending by even number of zeros, then only it allows you to calculate the square root. If it is ending by odd number of zeros, for example 10, 1000, you can say 1 lakh. This won't allow you to calculate your square root. This means you cannot solve this. Obviously answer will be in decimal, but answer will not be a perfect square root. So that is why when there are odd number of zeros, you cannot be able to find out the perfect square root. When it is ending by even number of zeros, that only allows you to calculate perfect square root. I hope you are understanding my point. Let us solve 5 MCQs are there, very easy. Which of the following figures is a square root in all its parts? Square in all its parts means you have to find a perfect square. Which of the following is a perfect square? 225. Very easy. 15 ka square hai wo. It is square of 15. A perfect square can never have the digit at the unit place. It can end by 1, 4 and 9, but it can never have the digit 8. So answer is 8. Understood? Evaluate 6241. Right? So this is your homework, and you have to find square root of 6724. This is your homework. Right? So now we have completed the revision session of quantitative aptitude, all the 7 chapters, and we have completed with the YODHA 5.0. I hope you all guys liked this revision session. So now I will be giving you the ending greetings of the session. Right? So we will wind up from here. This is your Professor Kashyap Chugh signing off. Happy Diwali, happy Dhanteras to all of you. Good night and all the best for your CSEET exam. Remember this, you have to please practice for this subject. Otherwise, there are no marks for you. If you are able to do hard work, then only you will get marks. You have to practice, practice and practice. That is the most important question. Remember, you can ask me doubts in person, face to face, on call, on WhatsApp, anytime you want. I am always there for you. Right? Anybody has any doubts? Acha, I have a doubt. Oh, sorry. One student has a doubt. What if there is a 4 or 5 digit number which is ending by 0? Let us do the solution, right? See, if it is a 4 digit number, na? If it is a 4 digit number. No, we'll take, wait. For example, it is 22500. Root of 22500, right? It is a 5 digit number. So this is very easy. There are 2 zeros, right? So in place of 2 0, you have to put only 1 0. Because understand na, this root 100 ka square root is what? 10. 2 zeros ke badle 1 0. Right? So here also you have to put 2 zeros in place of 1 0. Sorry, 1 0 in place of 2 zeros. Now then you have to calculate this. 225 ka square root. What is 225 ka square root? 15. So answer is 150. Understood this? If you take 4900 ka square root. 4900 ka square root. Right? The last 2 digits are 0. So for 2 0 you will put only 1 0. And what is 49 ka square root? It is 7. So answer is 70. Understood? Okay. That was all from my side. Thank you for your time. Happy Diwali, happy Dhanteras, all the best. Have a great vacation. Thank you from my side. Thank you all.